Today I'm going to show you how to sew a super quick and easy walker or wheelchair caddy organizer. It's pretty universal for both of them. This is a transfer wheelchair that my dad uses. I'm actually a nurse and I make these for patients as well, but this one's for my dad. It has 3 pockets. You can hold your phone or whatever you may need to use. Here it is on the walker. And for the pattern pieces for this sewing tutorial, there is a link in the description box, and you can print the pattern pieces at home. And if you're watching from my website, aloasewingcompany.com, welcome and sew along. You're going to need a front and back piece of fabric. I recommend cotton, 2 small pieces of hook and loop. All of the cutting dimensions for everything is included in those pattern pieces. And you're going to need a larger piece of fabric for the pocket. To make the pocket, you're going to fold your fabric in half with the wrong sides together. If you're using a directional fabric like I am, make sure that the printed side is facing upright so that you see it correctly up and down. And you're going to go ahead and fold it in half, press it with your iron to create a nice seam at the top. Now you're going to top stitch using a 1/4 inch seam allowance all the way across the top of that fold. Here's mine top stitched. I used a 1/4 inch seam allowance. And the bottom and the side should remain open. Now we're going to cut 2 pieces of hook and loop, open them up, and then you're going to put the back sides facing each other, stack it right on top of each other. So the rough sides should be on the outside. Now you're going to get the front piece of your fabric for your caddy organizer, and I'm going to show you where you're going to attach this hook and loop. Get your front piece of fabric and you're going to place these hook and loop pieces about 2 inches from the sides. So we're going to fold this so that your fabric is kissing, and about 1.5 to 2 inches from the very side, make a small slit with your scissors. You're going to use this slit as your placement guide for your hook and loop. Here's the small slit, just a very small 1/4 inch slit or smaller. And then we're going to zoom in here so you can see where my slit is on the left side. And we're going to place the hook and loop right on top of that, overlapping it about 1/4 inch. Remember, the back sides of these 2 pieces should be facing each other, and you're going to baste it very close to the edge just to hold it in place, using about a 1/8 inch seam allowance. Do that on both sides for both pieces of your hook and loop. Now you're ready to baste on your pocket piece. Baste just means to hold it in place with some stitches very close to the edge. With the fold of your pocket piece at the top and the open raw edges at the bottom, place your pocket piece right on top of the front piece of your fabric. Make sure it's all the way there at the bottom and sew a small line across both sides of your pocket piece just to hold it in place with the main fabric. I used about a 1/8 inch seam allowance to hold this into place. Now go ahead and grab the back of your caddy fabric piece, flip it over so that the right sides of your fabric are kissing, the pretty sides are touching each other, and the wrong sides are on the outside. And pin or clip it in place if you need to. And starting at the side, sew all the way around using a 3/8 inch seam allowance, leaving about a 3 to 4 inch opening right here on the side. You're going to use this opening, not sewing it closed, so that we can flip it right side out once we're finished. Make sure to go over your hook and loop pieces a couple of times with some extra back stitches as you go over them. Here's my dad's all sewn. You can see I sewed using a 3/8 inch seam allowance all the way around except for right here, so I could leave a little hole opening. Now we're going to get your scissors and clip all 4 of your corners and any excess hook and loop that's poking out. This is to reduce the bulk at those seams when you go to flip it out. right side out, and it lays nice and flat. After you've got all your corners clipped, not cutting through your stitches, just up to your stitches, go to that hole opening that we left on the side and flip your fabric right side out. Use your hands, your fingers, and I also like to use a chopstick to go inside that hole and open up all of my corners nicely and to smoothen out all of my seams. Once we have all of our seams nice and pressed open, we're going to iron this flat, get out all of your wrinkles, and then we're going to work on closing that opening there on the side. So let's go to the opening that we have on the side. Put your index pointer finger right to the side seams of that opening, and it should automatically flip your fabric inwards to make it flush with the rest of the fabric on the outside. It's about 3/8 of an inch that you're going to push it forward to the inside. Now we're going to top stitch using a 1/8 of an inch seam allowance all the way around the entire caddy organizer. Here's mine all top stitched. You can see I stayed right close to the edge using a 1/8 of an inch seam allowance all the way around this caddy. And the last thing that we have left to do is to make the pockets. You can leave this as one long pocket if you want to, and you can choose to also just have 2 pockets. You can choose to have 3 pockets, however many you want to. The only difference is how you're going to fold it. You can see here the 1 pocket version, which is already done. If you're finished and you only want that 1 pocket for books or magazines or whatever you're using it for, that's great. If you want 2 pockets, you're gonna fold it just 1 time, however the length of the pocket you want it to be. This will hold a phone and a book, or you can fold it completely in half to make 2 equal sides. If you want 3 pockets, you're gonna fold it into 3 equal parts like I did here, into a tri-fold, and then you're going to press it with your iron so that you make nice creases that you can see when you open this back up. You can't see mine very well because of the fabric, but you can see I have 2 long creases right here. We're going to use our creases as our sewing guide. So now I'm going to go to the top of my pocket, following that folded crease that we just made, and sew all the way down. And then I'm going to do the same exact thing on that second crease we made to make this 3 different pockets. Here's mine where I top stitched, and now I have 3 pockets. You can see you can put 3 different things. My dad likes to use his for his glasses, his phone, wallet, and a drink, but you can use it for absolutely holding anything you want to. It's great, again, for a wheelchair, and it also fits onto the front of a walker. The transfer wheelchair is the best one for it. It's perfectly fitted like you can see here, and it just Velcros right into place. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial and have fun sewing along with me. Please, please, please like this video and subscribe to my YouTube channel to see all of our easy sewing patterns as they're released. Visit AlohaSewingCompany.com, or the link is down below in the description box on YouTube to see all of our super easy sewing patterns that you can print at home so you can start to sew faster. We make sewing patterns for literally everything, from baby items, kids' clothes, decorations, holiday stuff and gifts, bags and more. And before you go, mahalo.